Canvas is our low-code playbook building studio, and high level, just to give you some basic understandings of the mechanics of it. At the highest level, there's the concept of triggers, meaning how do we want to invoke this playbook? So if we're thinking about getting data in the platform, it could be us wanting to push data in the platform with a webhook. So I can just simply copy this webhook URL, configure that in my upstream SIM or EDR tool, and when a certain type of event occurs, we're going to push it in. Optionally, maybe if we're pulling an email, we're going to ingest data into the platform. So we're going to do it on a cron interval to pull data in. And then, of course, another is around cases itself, right? So there may be situations where we've created a case and I'm working that investigation, and I can define what we think of as conditional triggers. So I can build logic that says, at any point, if any case priority gets changed to a P0, I want to perform some level of automation. And then, of course, we could have playbook buttons that are actually doing the invocation of those flows also. Now, there's also actions. Actions are the just individual atomic actions for a particular third-party vendor. Whether it's like deleting an IP set with AWS, doing some of the CrowdStrike, Azure, et cetera, I'm just dragging and dropping those individual actions and defining those input parameters going into it. Optionally, as spoken about components before, these are these reusable building blocks. So instead of me building a playbook to ingest email from Graph API, I can simply just drag and drop it, and it could be components with all of the various actions and even components within the components themselves. So a lot of modularity to be able to use these rinse and repeatable playbooks themselves. Down below here, we have the concept of native action. So if I need to do Boolean logic like if statements, or I need to work with variables, or I want to call Hero AI, use things like native HTTP actions. So maybe I don't have a particular action, or I'm using a proprietary API within my organization. This is very similar to like Postman in the platform. So I can pass in my URL, define my authentication, parameters, header, body, etc. And then, of course, if I need to do repeats or retries around it, I have those capabilities natively in the platform here. Other common actions are like loops, parallels. If I'm working with data transformations, I could use scripts. So I could write a Python script using the chatbot to create the script for me. Optionally, for shops that would rather go more low code in fashion, we have what we refer to as a transform. So think of as a transform as a pre-built function or library of function calls where I could pull data in, and then maybe I need to do things like convert the date time from Unix milliseconds to ISO. Again, a lot of these common transformations could be done in Python, but what this provides is these low-code building blocks where I can do some of the most common actions like converting from different data types or decoding, encoding base64s, etc. So growing library of pre-built formulas to kind of do those most common transformations that we have within here. And then, of course, for each of the individual flows, we do have the ability to do test runs, do previous events, etc. So a lot of flexibility for building automations and flows in a low-code fashion, but then also very robust debugging and validation as you build this content and publish it to your user content library.